Here are 10 questions that you should ask before a first date. The advice I'm about to give you goes against most dating and courtship advice that is out there. For those of you that have just met someone, or perhaps you are at a point in your life where you know that you're ready to go out there and begin searching, then this video is for you. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Christian. This is Relearning Relationships, and I teach men to master relationships righteously. So with that said, today's video is going to be very basic. On screen, I'm going to give a little introduction on why modern dating advice is immoral. What are the pros of asking serious questions before going on a date with a woman? One of the questions I usually get when I do cover this topic with clients is, what if I talk about important or serious topics? Isn't she going to get scared? What if she runs away? I'm going to clear that up too. And then of course we're going to get into the creme of the creme, which is the 10 questions that you should be asking before a first date. However, let's begin with a Bible verse that encompasses the overall theme of this topic. Matthew 7 verse 7 is one that can apply to many different situations. When it comes to romance, there is no difference with this one. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. If you're really asking for something and you're searching for the answer, you're going to find it. If you open that door, you might find something behind it. For those of you who do not understand the translation, this is mostly in Old English from the 16th century, King James Version of the Bible. So with that said, let's start with the introduction. The problem with modern dating advice is that it's mainly based around lust. There is a lot of immoral and selfish people that they interact with the opposite sex without fine-tuning what they're looking for. They're not interested in marriage, children, building a family, or a legacy. They only care about themselves. Given the fact that nowadays most people are raised in broken or dysfunctional homes, end up mingling and interacting with the wrong crowd, their values are not very solid. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. And furthermore, how you start is how you finish. When we look around, it's very evident to see how many men and women settle. One thing I've learned over the years, especially working with lots of clients that are 10, 20, 30 years older than me, is that there is a lot of men and women out there that are winging. They have no clue what they're doing. And even less of a clue and understanding when it comes to relationships between men and women. What is worse is we have modern dating coaches for men and women independently that tell you, don't ask serious questions. You'll push them away. Go with the flow. Have fun. See where it goes. Have all these serious discussions later. What's the problem with that? I'll tell you. If you have a date planned with someone, and whether you're a man or a woman, you're studying your degree, if you're young, you're at school, you have a career or a business, you have responsibilities, and you have a date scheduled with someone that you like but know nothing about, and you have this busy life, you're thinking about that date that you got planned for Saturday, but it's Monday. You got a ways away, but you don't know anything about them. This is going to create confusion. You're uncertain. You don't know where you stand with them. You start playing out different scenarios in your head. What if I go and sit there on Saturday and I find out she's had sex with 50 men? You didn't ask those questions, did you? So now you've got all these different worries going on, which is going to affect your schedule, your responsibilities, how you're showing up to life. All the what ifs will be in the back of your mind. How is that making your life easier? How is that bringing you any peace? It's not. The second thing is that, well, whether you met them online on a dating app, perhaps you met them out in person, you introduced mutual friends, whatever happens to be, you set a date, and now you didn't cover anything serious. You never actually really got to assess, did they actually find you attractive? Or are they settling for you? What if they don't show up? How do you know if you have the same values, the same belief system, or the same lifestyle, if you haven't covered anything? There's a lot of people out there that go on a date because it's better than sitting at home and watching the four walls. because they're bored, they're lonely, they're insecure, they're not serious. Maybe they just come out of a breakup and they're not looking for someone. You don't know that, but maybe you really like them, and now you're playing out all these scenarios. And it could all go bad on that day, on that Saturday. But you didn't ask any serious questions. So you didn't ask. You're not going to get an answer. And finally, with this modern dating advice, or just go out there and have fun and hold back and play mind games and texting games and try and raise their interest and all this crap, what happens? You never pay too much attention to red flags. And as the emotional attachment builds, you're turning a blind eye like a bird peeing in your face. And that's what happens to men and women. And then it's like, whoops, 4, 5, 6 years later, I guess we should get married. Well, I guess we should have kids. And then you settle. And then people like to point fingers, right? Damaged men like to say all women are the same. And you see a lot of women say the same thing about men, but it's simply not true. And I say it all the time. You're responsible for the quality of partner that you choose, man or woman. You reap what you sow. Up until this point, you may have made mistakes, but right now you have to take action on it. What are the pros of asking serious questions before you go on a date with a woman? Well, it's pretty simple. These 3 here. See, only a woman that is truly compatible with you and who actually finds you attractive is going to be more than happy to answer those serious questions. And if not, she'll also be gladly willing to ask you the same ones, if not more. Even if she's a little bit shy or intimidated by you, if she sees that this guy's serious and she's equally yoked, you have the same values, she's going to push through her shyness. Because she's also serious about finding a man she can share a life with. And like attracts like, does it not? This makes it a complete win-win. Since you both have started out with pure intentions and laid out your cards on the table, it sets the stage for a solid foundation that will build a relationship righteously. No mind games, no tactics, no strategies. It's a principle, it's genuine, and you can apply it to your life too. This is what I do, it's how I got the woman I'm with, and it's what I recommend to all my clients. Start right. Don't wait. So what are the pros of asking serious questions before a first date? Number 1 is that you build trust, certainty, and peace. Going back to the example before, it's a Monday, but you had a phone call with her. You met her on a dating app. Hey, I'd love to go on a call with you. You sit there and you talk. We'll get to the questions in a moment. Or if you meet her out in person and you ask for her number and you guys are chatting, you got a moment, ask some of those questions. Why? Because as you both walk away, and then once you have the date planned, guess what? You've got something to look forward to now. You're more relaxed. You've already built some trust because you both share details of each other's lives. You've gained some clarity on at least who you are or who you both claim to be, which is going to make you both feel certain and you're peaceful. You're excited to go to the gym throughout the week. You're excited to get your work done. You have assurance that at least she's going to show up. As a woman, she's going to feel more comfortable too because you're not playing any mind games with her. You were honest. You told her about who you really are. She feels the same way back. It's already building rapport. She's already going to feel more comfortable with you. It's a win-win. The second pro is that you're both assessing chemistry and compatibility, which are the 2 ingredients necessary to build a relationship anyways. You've spoken, you got on a call, you've laughed, you kind of, alright, you both can see you find each other attractive. It's not an in the moment rushing to get a date down. And since you've covered some serious topics, you've got a foothold into at least who both of you claim to be, which is better than nothing. Time will tell the rest. And finally, you're already starting to look for red flags. Remember, men and women that are right for marriage don't have red flags. A fig tree is going to give you figs. It's not going to give you lemons. If a woman claims to be someone who's into marriage, who wants to be a wife and a mum, look at her actions. Okay, you'll know them by their fruits. Good women are not going to have red flags. But for you as a man, it's only harder to find a good woman if you're not a good man. And I see a lot of guys out there that are bitter, you have weird lustful fetishes, you need to clear all of that up, because an honorable woman is going to weed you out if you're trying to fake it. It takes one to know one, and real recognizes real. But the good thing is, by asking serious questions, you're weeding out those red flags from the get-go. Now that question, that most guys have that fear. If you do, you'd have to stop being a coward. And you build courage by taking action, which translates into confidence. If I've never jumped out of a plane before, which I haven't, I'm not going to be confident at doing it. It will take me some courage. But after you jump out of a plane 5, 10, 15, 20 times, now you're more confident. I can't speak German or French. I'm not confident at doing it. But I can speak Spanish fluently, so I could translate with confidence. It's going to take some courage at first. But once you get comfortable in asking women serious questions, you understand that you still have worth, you have something to offer, you're genuine. Why should you be so ashamed? You need to change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So, what if she walks away? Well, the only sort of woman that's going to be scared of talking about serious topics, put up walls, or be too afraid to answer topics answer questions on important subjects, whatever happens to be, is a woman that is not serious about finding an honourable man. She's faking it. But in doing so, this is where it's a win-win. You save yourself of going through the pain of developing an emotional attachment with an immoral or incompatible woman. That makes it a victory. Because you not only get to walk away without any further emotional involvement, but also you strengthen your integrity and sharpen your honor. Because now it's the first time you've asked a woman serious questions. Maybe she walks away or you disqualify her. Second time, now you're more confident. It might take you to having 20 conversations with 20 different women, but maybe the 21st woman you talk to is your future wife. If I told you you were, 50 conversations away from meeting your future wife, you wouldn't fear rejection. It's numbers. You go through the no's until you get through the yes. But as long as you're prepared, then you'll recognize when it's there. So either way, there's something to learn from it. So if she walks away, she's either going to be incompatible. Doesn't mean she's evil, doesn't mean she's damaged, it just means you want different things. She's a feminist that doesn't want kids and you want 2-3 kids. It's a different value. You can walk away amicably, no pain, no wasting each other's time. You are a Christian, you're right with God, and she's an avid atheist, or she's Muslim or a Jew. You don't have anything in common, walk away. Your lifestyle, you're more peaceful and calm, you'd rather go out for a nice lunch, go to the park for a walk, or watch a movie, and she's a party girl. We all know what happens with that. Well, then you walk away. You don't force it, walk. You're just incompatible. And if you're too fearful to be looking for that, maybe she is. And this is why sometimes you're talking to a girl and after 2 days, she's gone. She was assessing compatibility and she figured, fuck, we don't have anything in common, bye-bye. And you're sitting there trying to make it work. Look past your own interest level. Stop focusing on you. Look towards the other person. Okay? And the second thing here is you may have exposed some red flags. If you come and you're serious to a woman, look, you lay out your cards on the table, you show her who you are, these are my values, and you're asking serious questions, most women haven't had a guy do that. And if she's not a serious woman, she's thinking, fucking hell, he's going to expose me, excuse my French. So what's going to happen? If she knows he's onto me and she's immoral, you don't have the same values. In this case, she's definitely not worthy of being a wife. She might close herself off, not answer, or the trash takes itself out. If she claims to be traditional and she's faking it, she knows you're onto her, she'll also run away. The Bible talks about this. When the righteous, honorable people are having fingers pointed at them, they stand strong. But it's the wicked that flee when no one pursueth. Right? You've got to be careful of that. So, You shouldn't have any fear. Get to it, start taking action, start having those serious conversations, and you'll get confident at it. It comes from doing. You can watch videos on how to do push-ups, or you can start doing them. I'm giving you the theory, you have to apply it and make it practice. Finally, now we get to the most important part of the video. What are 10 questions that you should ask before a first date? This is what I personally used as well. Modern dating advice is going to mislead young men and women to refrain from talking about serious topics until they have spent a lengthy time together. The problem with this mindset is that you risk developing an emotional attachment without weeding out red flags or incompatibility. Once time has gone by, you are more prone to turn a blind eye to issues that present themselves. Imagine going to a high-end company where they're looking for somebody with a very specific set of skills. And you're at the interview and they think, oh, he's cool, he's funny, he has the same humor as us, let the fucker in, excuse my French. 6 months later, the company is losing profit, you're causing problems with everybody at the workplace. They do an investigation and realize this guy wasn't qualified. Ruins their reputation, doesn't it? And that's exactly why you don't get offended when you sit there and you're in that interview and they ask you very important things. They dig deep into your background. But for some reason, you got dumb men and women in today's day and age that don't have the balls to sit there and ask serious questions with someone they're attempting to build their life with because they're cowards. You want to settle? Go for it. Because when your kids grow up, they're going to see what a fool you were. And you can't hide it from them. The person you choose to spend your life with represents who you are, and everybody can see that. The standard you have for love is really the standard you're going to have for everything. So you need to change your mindset on that. And when you sit there and meet someone, you should be serious with them. You should ask them in-depth questions on who they really are because you're serious about your life. Because you can ignore the consequences of reality, but you can't ignore the consequences that come from you having ignored reality. You decide which one you want to do. Be a realist, splash yourself in the face with water, and ask serious questions from the get-go. If companies are not afraid to dig deep into your background, you shouldn't be afraid when you meet someone. I rest my case. So the key here is to ask quality questions. Be open about your intentions and state your values from the get-go. Again, the only woman that's going to be scared off is one that's incompatible and has a whole list of red flags. But if she's a righteous woman who is compatible with you, she's going to be delighted to meet a guy who has the courage to lead with integrity from the very first interaction. Because at the end of the day, if you're genuine, you're always going to be genuine. And if she is, then she always will be. Whether you meet a woman online or in person, before even scheduling a first date, it's wise to ask these questions on call or right there in person. The first question you ask is this: what are you looking for in a man? You want to hear anything to the effect of, I'd like a traditional man who will lead, protect, provide. I want a man that has integrity, a man that values love, he's family oriented. You want a woman that speaks highly of men, she values men. If she's sitting there going, I don't know, I'm not really sure, I need to think about it. Yeah, keep thinking about it, hun, and you end the call. Don't waste my time. Next, please. That's it. Second thing, what is your relationship like with your parents? This is just to get some foothold into her upbringing. Childhood plays a massive role into adulthood. Again, it's not your fault, and it's not her fault if either of you came from damaged or broken homes. There's a lot of talk on trauma, and I get that, but it gets to a point in life where you cannot be a victim. Life is how you respond to it. If she came from a broken home, you want to make sure that you hear something to the effect of, well, I've healed from it, or I've learned from how mum and dad were, right? If there's any bitterness, resentment, or hatred towards their parents, or they say, I don't want to talk about it, it's none of your business, it's that daddy-mummy issues and you need to run. But if she's willing to be open and have that conversation, she does speak highly of them, she has some good things to say about them, okay, you've got some type of clarity, but still give it more time when you continue on dating her. Just be mindful. It's a good question to ask. Number 3, tell me about your lifestyle and hobbies. People have if she has a personality, if she's got her own identity, she's going to have things she enjoys, things she's good at. Nobody likes someone that's just a dead fish. There's nothing to say about them, right? So, but be fine-tuned on this. You want to make certain that the hobbies she mentions are things that are actually in tune with her being a woman and ladylike. They're in tune with femininity. They're more traditional and honorable type of activities. Maybe she's a sweet girl that likes, I don't know, volunteering at the dog shelter, or she's very invested with siblings. She's good with children. She likes helping and cooking and nurturing. She loves music and romance, sweet little things like that. If she's like, yeah, my hobbies include clubbing and, you know, fooling around with my girlfriends, doing immoral things, then keep on doing that, but not with me, right? Number 4, what are your thoughts on alcohol, smoking, and drugs? If she's serious, she's going to ask you this question too. Why? Why is this important? Some people are led to believe that it's cool to live this way. If she's like, yeah, I like drinking, I like going to the club on the weekends and having my shots with my girls, all right, keep doing that. Next, please. Yeah, I smoke. Yeah, I do drugs. I've done them a few times. Well, it's not... I think people can do what they want. I'm a free spirit and all that crap. Good riddance. Next. You want a woman that is modest. A woman that is sober-minded and has self-control. That she values her integrity. She's not putting herself in places of danger. You're looking for a wife. You're looking for someone to be the mother of your children. Who she is who she's going to be in the marriage. You can't fix or change her. This isn't build a wife, make a wife, or hope for a wife. It's find a wife. Okay? So you want to make certain that the answer you get is that she refrains from these substances entirely, if possible, fingers crossed. Like attracts like. Number 5. This is a harder one. A lot of guys get shaky to ask this. I'm way past that, and I want you to be at that point too. We live in a generation where this isn't spoken about enough. But enough is enough. You have to ask about body count, sexual history, and past experiences with men. You have a right to know. You're sharing your life with someone. What if she's got an STD? You know, we had a case study a few months back. A guy was with a girl. She was 19 with a body count of 87. Okay, more meat passed through her than a McDonald's plant. Okay, you cannot make this stuff up. I'm not saying everyone's like that. People have different lives. But you have a responsibility for who you allow into yours. The same way she better choose carefully how many dicks she lets inside of her. Alright? So, you want to ask this question. A lot of girls will be afraid, but the ones that are actually modest and have dignity, they're not going to be bothered. Good women, they will even ask you this question too. Maybe not right away, but after a few days they'll be comfortable too. But if you do, and you have the courage to ask that, they're going to give you the answer, and then they'll follow up and ask you too, because you were comfortable in being honest. And what you can do in this case, if you're too afraid to ask her, is tell her your past, tell her your body count, give her the truth, and you invite her to do the same, or you scare her away if she's got something to hide. It's a win-win. So make sure that the answer you get is that she either has a low body count or it's pretty much non-existent, ranging between 1 to 3 if she's young. You know, if she's in her early to mid-20s, it shouldn't be high, fellas, let's be honest. And in the case where you have a high body count and you're watching this, you're going to fit better with someone who has a similar past, or you're going to have to find an angel that accepts that. I hate to break it to you, but women with integrity with a low body count will not really be happy in wanting a guy who's been sleeping around. Unlike modern dating advice that tells men it's cool to do it, actual women don't want that in a man. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You reap what you sow. However, The goal here is to make sure that she values chastity and integrity. You want to ask questions about this, and you're looking for her not only to go deep into that, but her to tell you that she values sexual purity, she values waiting for marriage, she values loyalty, she thinks sex is sacred for husband and wife. Okay. If she gets into the whole, I don't need to tell you, none of your business, how dare you ask me, men are so judgmental and all that stuff, say, right, nice to meet you, next please. Good women will be glad you ask because they think, okay, I can show off that I have a low body count. Look. But be warned, there are some women out there that have a low body count not because they value sex as something pure and honorable, but because they're insecure and they haven't really found any guy they deem good looking enough to give it to, for example. So that's where sexual purity comes in. She values chastity. Chastity meaning abstinence. She doesn't participate in sexual immorality. She's genuinely waiting, and she has a defense for her values. She tells you with honor why she thinks it's good, why she believes it's important. So let her talk and go into detail. If she's not willing to, she closes herself off. None of your business. I'm not going to tell you. Or she's one of those that just gives you with a badge of honor. Yeah, I fuck different men. I think it's cool. What do you care? Walk away. Common sense. Number 6. Tell me about your friends. There's a saying in Spanish about this. I learned this when I was younger. Dime con quien andas y te diré quién eres. Translation: tell me who you walk. Tell me who you walk with, and I'll tell you who you are. If all her girlfriends are promiscuous, troublemakers, messed up, but she claimed that she's not like them, well, someone's lying. Because if they really weren't like them, what would an intelligent woman do? Move away from them, cut them off, because she's not going to be associated with such people because they've got nothing in common. Okay, so when you ask about friends, she'll gladly tell you that her friends are feminine, traditional, modest, or at the very least she's very selective with who she has in her life. Something like that. Gives you some insight into who she is. And number 7, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? Again, if she's a career-oriented woman, that's me. She'll tell you about her job and her career and all this crap. She can have the feminist fantasy all she wants, but you're not going to be in it because you're not talking to her anymore after that. But what you're looking for is I want a husband. I want a husband I can love. I want a husband I can take care of. I want children. I want a man I can grow old with. I want to live a peaceful life. That's the answer you're kind of looking for. If she gives you this whole boss babe, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world shit about I'm getting my career and my girl trips crap, all right, enjoy. Goodbye. Next, please. Very simple. Number 8. And I thought this video was going to be short, but hey, this is what I do, right? What are your thoughts on traditional gender roles? You want any type of answer that gives you an indication that she's in total support of men being masculine, lead, head of the house, women, feminine, nurturing, heart of the home. That's a woman that understands what it means to be a lady. And remember, only a masculine man is going to appreciate the qualities of a feminine woman, vice versa. If she's really ladylike, she's going to appreciate you being masculine. And it just works that way. God's ways are perfect. If she gets into a whole mantra about, well, I believe in a 50-50 relationship and women can do what men can do and, go feminism and all that, you better start praying for the pussy she's going to marry because it's not going to be good for them. But you won't be with her, so you'll be saved from that. Number 9, this is very important, ask her, are you over your ex? And has there been sufficient time for you to heal? There's a lot of people out there that are on a rebound. They're like a ping pong table, going back and forth. The ex is dead in the background. They haven't healed. They're just looking to meet someone. There's a way out. You're looking for a resounding yes as an answer. That, yeah, she is over him. And yes, she's happy to discuss details. What happened, what lessons she learned from the breakup. She tells you how long it was. She's got none to hold back. There's no shame there. But if she gets all, well, it's not been too long, I'm not looking for anything serious. Yeah, okay. It's none of your business. Why do you care? Bye. And finally, number 10, you can, what are your thoughts on marriage and children, or would you ever want marriage and children? Again, if she's really a feminine woman and she's young, guys, a lot of women out there are raised to be career women, unfortunately. But if she really is feminine, she really is a lady, doesn't matter if she's 19, 20, 21, 22, she knows where her heart is and it's in the right place. And she'll give you that resounding yes. She's passionate about family. She loves children. Okay, when you hear a girl say, I don't like kids, they annoy me, and she's not maternal, something's off. Whether it's a hormonal imbalance, whether it's promiscuity, whether it's godlessness, unresolved trauma, bad experiences, you're not there to be Bob the Builder and fix her. You want a woman that's ready to be a wife. She's presentable as a wife, as you have been to be a husband. She loves children. She loves family, right? She's excited to be a wife and a mother. That's her goal. And if you get some answers that sound like that, they're positive, they're going to give you clarity, peace. Now you can set a date. And now when you set that date, you've both already built rapport, trust, you've tethered a connection, and you're on the right track to build a foundation for a righteous relationship that will lead to a marriage. Those are the 10 questions I would recommend asking. You meet them online on a call or in person, get confident, and you'll start doing it by doing it. This is what I have done personally, and it's what I recommend to everybody listening. If you have any questions or would like to give your thoughts on the video, comment down below. If you have a case study that you'd like me to cover on a future video, email in the description. For those of you that are interested in working with me and joining Relationship Mastery to master relationships righteously, the link is in the description, or go to my website, relentingrelationships.com, book a call, free for 30 minutes, and we'll cover all the details. With that said, I hope you'll have a wonderful day. God bless all of you and your families, and I'll see you all in the next one.